confidence often feels like something you either have or don't. But psychology shows us that confidence is not a fixed trait. It's a state of mind that can be influenced in the moment. People often think confidence is about never feeling nervous, but in reality, it's about learning to manage that nervous energy, so you can project self-assurance even when you're unsure. Think about someone you admire for their confidence. Chances are they weren't born that way. They learned habits and tricks that make them appear comfortable and in control, even in unfamiliar situations. The good news is that you can train yourself to do the same, and the changes can start instantly. When you walk into a room or face a situation that makes you nervous, your brain immediately starts scanning for social cues, threats, and validation. This triggers what psychologists call the social threat response, where your heart rate increases, your posture slumps slightly, and your mind floods with doubts. Confidence hacks work because they interrupt this automatic response and send new signals to your brain, shifting your focus from fear to control. Small actions can trigger big changes in how your mind and body respond, because your nervous system is constantly taking cues from your behavior. This means that you don't have to wait weeks or months to feel more confident. You can take control in seconds. One of the biggest misconceptions about confidence is that it's purely mental. We often tell ourselves, I just need to think more positively, or I'll be confident once I have more experience. While mindset is important, studies in psychology show that the body has just as much influence on confidence as your thoughts. The connection between body language and emotions is so strong that simply changing your posture or breathing pattern can alter your brain chemistry. Researchers like Amy Cuddy have demonstrated that adopting expansive body postures for as little as 2 minutes can increase testosterone and decrease cortisol, which are linked to confidence and stress. This mind-body feedback loop is key to understanding why these hacks work so quickly. Your brain responds to what your body is doing in real time. Imagine you're about to walk into an interview, give a presentation, or even approach someone you admire. Your first instinct may be to shrink into yourself, look at your phone, or rehearse what you're going to say over and over. These behaviors signal to your brain that you're in danger, reinforcing your nerves. Instead, by deliberately practicing small, confident actions, you flip the script. You're essentially hacking your brain into believing you're in control, even if you don't feel that way at first. Over time, these quick adjustments start to build genuine confidence because your nervous system learns that you can handle pressure situations. Focuses on the power of your physical presence. Standing tall, lifting your chin slightly, and expanding your chest may feel awkward at first, but your brain quickly interprets these signals as safety and dominance. When your body takes up more space, you're not just influencing how others see you, you're changing how you see yourself. This simple adjustment is rooted in evolutionary psychology. Animals and humans alike display dominance and confidence through posture. The beauty of this trick is that no one even needs to know you're doing it. You can practice this before entering a meeting, at your desk, or even in the bathroom mirror. Within minutes, your physiology shifts, and that internal boost becomes visible to others. The second hack is all about using your breath to control your state of mind. Anxiety and nervousness trigger shallow, rapid breathing, which makes your body think you're under threat. By consciously slowing your breath and extending your exhale, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, also known as the rest and digest system. This instantly calms your heart rate and quiets the mental chatter that makes you feel insecure. One of the most effective techniques is the box breathing method, where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold again for 4. Practicing this for even 1 or 2 cycles before entering a high-pressure situation creates a noticeable difference in how grounded you feel. What's fascinating is that this technique doesn't just help you feel calm, it also signals confidence to others. When someone is breathing deeply and steadily, their voice becomes more controlled, their words more deliberate, and their overall presence more magnetic. Think about the last time you saw someone give a great speech or presentation. They weren't rushing their words or gasping for air. They appeared in control because their breathing was in control. This is a small, subtle adjustment that can be done anywhere, yet it has an immediate psychological payoff. The third hack builds on something psychologists call embodied cognition, the idea that your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are deeply connected to your physical actions. One of the fastest ways to shift your mental state is through movement. If you're feeling nervous or insecure, sitting still and overthinking only makes it worse. Instead, doing something physical, even briefly, can change your entire mood. For example, before a stressful situation, stepping outside for a quick walk, doing a few stretches, or even shaking out your hands and arms can break the cycle of anxiety. Movement sends a message to your brain that you're not frozen in fear, and that sense of momentum translates into confidence. This principle explains why athletes have pre-game rituals and why performers warm up backstage. They're not just loosening their muscles, they're priming their nervous system for peak performance. You can do the same before a meeting, date, or speech. Even something as small as rolling your shoulders back or stretching your spine signals your body to shift from a defensive posture to an open, confident one. Over time, your body starts to associate these rituals with success, creating a positive feedback loop that reinforces your self-assurance. Another subtle yet powerful psychological element of confidence is self-talk. The way you speak to yourself internally has a profound impact on how you feel externally. When nerves hit, our inner dialogue often turns harsh or self-critical. I'm going to mess this up, or they're not going to take me seriously. This negative self-talk not only affects your emotions but also your body language, voice tone, and decision-making. One of the simplest but most effective confidence hacks is to consciously replace that inner critic with a supportive coach. Studies in sports psychology and performance research show that using encouraging, neutral, or instructional self-talk can boost performance and reduce anxiety. For example, instead of thinking, "I can't do this," shift to "I've prepared for this," or "I know my stuff." Interestingly, research also suggests that talking to yourself in the third person can help you detach from fear and view yourself more objectively. Instead of saying, "I'm nervous," you might say, "You're ready for this? You've handled situations like this before." This slight shift creates psychological distance, calming your nervous system and making you feel more in control. You can practice this silently in your head, or even say it softly under your breath when no one's around. It's an instant mindset reset that turns your fear into focus. Confidence isn't about eliminating fear or pretending you're perfect. It's about learning to manage your mind and body so they work in your favor. These hacks are powerful because they're based on science, not guesswork. They're simple to implement, require no special equipment, and can be done anywhere. By practicing them consistently, you train your nervous system to respond differently to stress, which over time creates authentic confidence rather than a temporary boost. Think about a time when you had to speak up in a group or walk into a room full of strangers. Your heart started pounding, your palms got sweaty, and every step felt heavy. This is your brain's natural fight or flight response. But imagine this: before stepping in, you pause, roll your shoulders back, stand tall, and take 2 deep breaths. In seconds, your body begins to relax, your voice steadies, and your brain gets the message that you're safe. Everyone around you sees confidence, even if inside you still feel nervous. This is the magic of posture and breath. Working together, you're flipping a biological switch. Picture an athlete right before a championship game. They're not slouched in a chair scrolling on their phone. They're standing tall, bouncing on their toes and taking long, steady breaths. This is not an accident. They're using their body to prepare their mind. You can do the same before a job interview, an important meeting, or even a first date. Next time you're about to walk into a stressful situation, imagine yourself as that athlete, getting your body and mind in sync. This simple ritual can become your secret weapon. Movement is another underrated tool. For instance, let's say you're waiting to present your ideas in a meeting. Instead of sitting frozen in your chair letting anxiety build, excuse yourself for a moment. Step outside, take a short walk, or stretch your arms and shoulders. The physical movement breaks the cycle of fear and resets your nervous system. Your confidence rises not because you faked it, but because your body believes you're in control. Performers, actors, and musicians all use movement rituals to ground themselves before stepping on stage. And you can borrow that same strategy. Now let's talk about self-talk, because it's one of the most powerful confidence tools. Imagine you're about to deliver a speech, and your mind starts saying, "You're going to mess this up." What happens next? Your posture collapses, your breathing becomes shallow, and your hands shake. Your body is following your thoughts. But if you flip the script, if you say, "You've prepared for this. You've done harder things before," your energy shifts. It's not magic, it's psychology. Studies show that positive or instructional self-talk can reduce anxiety and improve performance in high-pressure situations. A powerful trick is to talk to yourself like you would to a close friend. If a friend was nervous, you wouldn't tell them they're going to fail. You'd encourage them, remind them of their strengths, and help them focus. Start doing the same for yourself. Even better, speak to yourself in the third person. You've got this. You've prepared. You're ready. This tiny shift creates emotional distance and makes you calmer, almost like you're coaching yourself from the sidelines. Here's the truth. Confidence is not something you have to wait for. It's not something you magically wake up with one day. It's a skill, a psychological state that you can trigger anytime you need it. These 3 hacks, powerful posture, controlled breathing, and intentional self-talk, are like a switch you can flip. With practice, they become second nature, and your brain starts associating stressful moments with control instead of fear. The solution to boosting confidence instantly isn't about pretending you're fearless or forcing a fake smile. It's about teaching your mind and body to work together. Next time you feel nerves creeping in, start by adjusting your posture. Take a deep breath, slow your exhale, and remind yourself of your preparation. Move your body if you need to shake off anxiety, and speak to yourself with the same kindness and belief you'd show a friend. You'll be amazed at how quickly your energy changes. The best part is, confidence builds on itself. The more you use these strategies, the more your brain learns to trust you. Over time, your nervous system will start reacting differently, and what once felt terrifying will begin to feel manageable, even exciting. That's when confidence stops being something you chase and becomes something you embody. Imagine this. You're about to walk into a job interview for your dream role. You're waiting in the lobby, glancing at your reflection in the glass door, and all you can think is, do I look nervous? Do I sound confident? What if I mess this up? That rush of fear is normal. But here's where one of these hacks becomes a game changer. Instead of sitting hunched over scrolling on your phone, you stand up tall, roll your shoulders back, and take 2 minutes in a powerful stance. You focus on your breathing, slow, steady box breathing, and suddenly, your body starts calming down. You walk into that room not just looking confident, but actually feeling it. This small adjustment can completely change how others see you. And it happens in seconds. Let me give you another scenario. You're about to speak in front of a group of people, maybe in a classroom, a team meeting, or even a family gathering. Your hands are clammy, your chest feels tight, and you're certain everyone is judging you. Instead of letting that panic spiral, you use a mental reframe. I'm not nervous, I'm excited. This single thought flips a switch. Your heart is racing, yes, but instead of interpreting it as fear, your brain interprets it as energy. Suddenly, you're channeling that adrenaline into your words instead of letting it shut you down. People watching you won't see fear. they'll see passion. Visualization is another powerful tool, and here's how it plays out in real life. Picture an athlete standing at the edge of a racetrack before a big competition. You'll often see them close their eyes, take a deep breath, and mentally run through every move they're about to make. They see themselves crossing the finish line, feeling strong, confident, and victorious. When you use visualization in your own life, you're essentially running that same mental highlight reel. Before a presentation, date, or even a difficult conversation, take a few seconds to imagine yourself succeeding. This isn't just daydreaming, your brain is literally practicing success. And when the moment comes, you're not just ready, you're rehearsed. Let's talk about eye contact. Have you ever noticed how a confident person doesn't rush their gaze? They meet your eyes, pause for a second, and then speak. That tiny pause creates a sense of presence and authority. You can practice this in simple everyday situations. The next time you order coffee, hold the barista's gaze for a second longer and smile. When you meet someone new, keep your eyes steady for that extra beat before looking away. These micro-interactions build your confidence muscle over time, and people start responding to you differently without you even realizing it. Grounding techniques are lifesavers when you feel your nerves taking over. Picture yourself about to walk into a networking event where you don't know anyone. You feel your chest tighten and your thoughts are racing. Instead of trying to think your way out of the anxiety, you tune into your senses. You notice the cool air conditioning on your skin, the sound of soft music in the background, the smell of freshly brewed coffee. You're no longer trapped in your thoughts, you're fully present. This makes you appear calm and collected, even when your mind was buzzing moments ago. Confidence is also built in private moments long before you step into a high-stakes situation. Think about musicians, athletes, or performers. What we see on stage looks effortless, but behind the scenes is hours of preparation. You don't have to perform at a professional level to use this concept. Maybe you have a big work presentation. Practice it out loud at home until it feels natural. If you're nervous about a date, plan a few interesting questions or stories you'd like to share. Being prepared takes away so much uncertainty, and that's half the battle when it comes to confidence. Here's something interesting about posture and energy. Have you ever met someone who instantly felt magnetic? They walk into a room, and everyone notices them. Not because they're the loudest or most attractive person, but because of their presence. That's what expanding your body language does. If you're at a social event, don't cross your arms or shrink into a corner. Stand tall, angle your body toward people, and let your hands be visible. This kind of open posture signals trust and confidence, and people will naturally gravitate toward you. Another simple yet underrated hack is changing your pace. Confident people don't rush their words or movements. They take their time because they're not worried about being judged. Next time you're speaking, slow down slightly. Pause for a moment before answering a question. Walk into a room at a steady, calm pace instead of rushing. This creates a sense of authority and control, and over time, you'll start to feel that confidence internally as well. There's also something powerful about anchoring confidence to a physical trigger. For example, you can choose a subtle gesture, like pressing your thumb and index finger together, and associate it with a moment when you felt unstoppable. Maybe it was when you got a promotion, aced a test, or crushed a workout. Each time you replay that memory while doing the gesture, you reinforce that confident feeling. Over time, doing that gesture in stressful situations can instantly bring back that sense of strength. Athletes, public speakers, and performers use this trick all the time. And it works because your brain ties physical actions to emotional states. Confidence, in many ways, is a performance at first. The truth is, even people who seem naturally confident have moments of doubt. The difference is that they know how to act confident long enough for their feelings to catch up. This isn't about faking who you are. It's about giving yourself permission to step into your best self. Confidence is built like a muscle. The more you practice these small shifts, the more natural they become. Now that you understand these powerful psychological hacks, the best way to make them work is to put them into practice immediately. The key is to start small and stack your wins so that confidence becomes a natural part of your personality, rather than something you have to switch on only in stressful situations. Start by choosing just one or two of these techniques and using them every day. For example, begin your mornings by practicing 2 minutes of confident posture. Stand tall, take up space, breathe deeply, and set the tone for your day. This isn't just a posture exercise. It's a signal to your brain that you're in control. Pair that with a quick visualization of something you're looking forward to, a meeting, a conversation, or even a casual interaction, and imagine yourself handling it with calm and certainty. The more vividly you picture it, the easier it becomes to actually live it out. Once you've mastered that, incorporate grounding techniques when anxiety strikes. The next time your heart races, instead of panicking, anchor yourself in the present moment. Notice the textures around you, the sounds in the room, and the sensations in your body. This shifts your focus from your worries to reality, making you feel centered and collected. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to respond with calmness instead of fear. Another step to take is to actively practice eye contact and slowing your pace. The next time you speak to someone, whether it's a friend, colleague, or stranger, hold their gaze just 1 second longer than usual. Then answer with a steady voice. Speak slightly slower than you feel you need to. These tiny adjustments create a powerful impression, and the more you do it, the more natural it feels. You can also create your own confidence anchors. Choose a gesture, a song, or a piece of clothing that reminds you of your strongest, most capable self. Maybe it's a jacket you wore during a successful interview, a playlist that gets you hyped, or a subtle hand gesture that triggers memories of your wins. Use this anchor before any big moment, and your brain will start to associate that physical or sensory cue with confidence and success. Confidence is about momentum. Each time you use one of these hacks, you prove to yourself that you're capable of taking control, even in moments of fear or self-doubt. That proof compounds over time, making confidence feel less like a performance and more like a natural state of being.